There is plenty of information on the web about planning a trip to Thailand, but most of it focuses on what you should do. But this guide is different. This is going to tell you what you should avoid doing when planning a trip to Thailand. Don't worry, this isn't meant to scare you. It is meant to help you be prepared to have a fantastic trip to this wonderful country. One of the most accessible countries in Southeast Asia, beautiful Thailand is home to world-class beaches, unique wildlife, historic temples, and fascinating modern culture. It is clear why thousands of visitors visit Thailand every year, but despite the many individuals who plan trips there, many frequently make mistakes. I've spent a lot of time in Thailand over the past year, so I know exactly what to do and what to not do when planning a trip to Thailand. You might be wondering where to go in Thailand, what kind of place to stay at in Thailand, and how to get around Thailand. I'm here to answer all of your questions. While Southeast Asia is a popular tourist place, it's also somewhere where sustainable tourism practices really need to be considered. So when planning a trip to Thailand, make sure that you adhere to these. Don't worry if this all sounds a bit overwhelming, because we're going to go through the list of what to not do when planning a trip to Thailand right now. Mistake number 1. Listening to everyone saying you should skip Bangkok. If you have been online even a little bit, you may know that many people say to skip Bangkok when planning a trip to Thailand. This is a huge mistake, and here is why. As little as 10 years ago, Bangkok was the place to be. People idolized the city as the capital of the East, and were keen to take part in the hedonistic lifestyle that tourists so often find themselves involved in the Thai capital. Then, there was a sudden change. Travel blogs cried Bangkok is nasty and listed the 1,000 other places that can be visited in Thailand as an alternative. I sit somewhere in the middle of this debate. While Bangkok certainly isn't all Thailand has to offer, it's an incredibly special place. It has an impressive history spanning back to the 15th century. It's home to over 300 temples, and it has some of the best cuisines in the world. There are so many things to do in Bangkok that are off the beaten path. Mistake number 2. Booking with unethical tour companies or taking part in unethical practices. Sadly, unethical tour companies are common in Thailand. We all know that you shouldn't ride elephants, but even sanctuaries claiming to have ethical practices need to come under scrutiny here. This is easily the biggest mistake to avoid when planning a trip to Thailand. Many ex-riding camps have woken up to the fact that an increasing number of tourists will not ride elephants and have removed this from their schedule. This is one of the huge do's and don'ts in Thailand, and it is important to never do this. This is also one of the most important solo female travel tips for Thailand. Always ensure you are going with a safe and ethical company. Mistake number 3. Spending too much time on party islands. There are plenty of tourist hotspots in Thailand. Popular islands like Phuket, Koh Samui and Koh Phangan see thousands of visitors every year. These islands are awash with hotels, have plenty of restaurants, and are often places you'll see more tourists than locals. Just visiting them and nowhere else is a big mistake you should avoid when planning a trip to Thailand. They will also blow your Thailand budget as they are often more expensive than lesser-known islands. Mistake number 4. Packing only shorts and t-shirts. A common packing mistake when planning a trip to Thailand is to presume that because it's always hot, all you need is shorts and t-shirts. I made this mistake on my first trip to the country. However, not only is not all of Thailand always hot, but it's also important to cover your knees and shoulders in temples. At places like the Grand Palace, it is essential to wear long pants and t-shirts that cover your shoulders. Places like the Grand Palace will not let you in if you're not dressed appropriately. Also, in the north, it can get cold in the night. During the day, it is still warm and sunny, but you'll certainly need some longer, warmer clothes after the sun goes down. And while it is nearly always warm on the islands, there are lots of mosquitoes, some which carry dengue fever. So it's best to wear long clothes at night here as well, and spray up for good measure. Mistake number 5. Assuming that everyone will speak English. The first time I was planning a trip to Thailand, I kind of presumed that English would be quite commonplace, just because I knew so many people who had traveled to the country. While English at hotels and on tours is generally very good, and you'll find a decent level in the touristy areas, many people also can't speak English. Here, a smile and a sawadi goes a long way. You could also think about purchasing a Thai phrasebook to help you out with some local Thai phrases. The people will love it, and interacting and respecting local culture is important when planning a trip to Thailand. Mistake number 6, completely ruling out train travel. Thailand's not the biggest country in the world, but also certainly not the smallest. It does take a while to travel from A to B, but before you book flights for every destination you're visiting in Thailand, do take a look at train travel and consider this as an option as well. Many people immediately rule out train travel when planning a trip to Thailand, but this is a mistake and you should have an open mind. While the trains obviously do take longer, it's very possible to take overnight trains, which save on a night's accommodation costs. If you book into the sleeper cabins, you'll get a good night's rest, and taking the trains in Thailand is a really fun experience. You can opt for a first or second class sleeper. First class sleepers are more private and are spacious and comfortable with Wi-Fi. These are great if you're traveling as a couple or a group and want your own space. If you're traveling solo or want to cut your spending, I'd recommend the second-class sleepers. These are open carriages with large seats which get changed into beds at night. Don't worry, every bed has a curtain and its own individual light. The beds are comfy and you get freshly laundered linen. I've traveled in the second-class sleeper cabins a few times, and I honestly love it. I struggle with sleeping when I'm in a normal bed, but I'd sleep on a train every night if I cowl. My only complaint is that the main lights stay on all night, so I'd recommend taking an eye mask. There is also a food cart on board where you can buy dinner and drinks in, which opens for breakfast in the morning. Mistake number 7. Missing out on Thailand's best hotels. Because Thailand is so cheap, it's easy to visit on a budget, wanting to spend as little as possible. I'd advise against this when planning a trip to Thailand, even recommending that you splurge out on a 4 or 5-star hotel for at least a few nights of your trip. Can't you see yourself sipping a Thai tea and overlooking the city or ocean? The simple reason behind this is that you can get so much for your money when booking Thai hotels. You might be able to purchase a cheap hotel room for just $10, but for $50 you could have a luxurious 4-room with state-of-the-art decor, a power shower and mood lighting in a hotel with a spa and pool. Or how about a 5-resort on one of the Thai islands for around $80 where you can enjoy an infinity pool? While it's certainly not the cheapest way to see the country, Thai hotels are among some of the best in the world, and it's a great way to experience luxury on a budget. So even if you're a backpacker, do consider treating yourself to some luxury in Thailand. You deserve it. It's really easy to get excited about the massive savings you can make when planning your Thailand accommodation. But do consider experiencing this country's luxury hotel scene while there. If you are looking for a location that offers stunning luxury hotels for a fraction of the normal cost, make sure to check out some of the amazing options all around the country when planning a trip to Thailand. I hope this list of things to avoid when planning a trip to Thailand has helped and has also shown you some of the best parts of this country. Although Thailand is a nation of contrasts, but there is a very good reason why it is one of the most well-liked travel destinations in the world. Now that you are aware of the mistakes to avoid making when organizing a vacation to Thailand, you may resume daydreaming about Chang beer, genuine pad Thai, breathtaking beauty, and intriguing history. Enjoy yourselves!